Hi, people. I'm back. Been a long time. Didn't mean to be so long, but a lot of stuff going on. Haven't had time to get with you, and I want to get my research down and tell you exactly what's up. And I need help from my friend, Jack Quinn, that's going to help me do this video because we got some stuff to edit into it, and I don't know how to do none of that. Jack needs to talk to you anyway. So here's
Well,
Jack.
hi people. I'm glad to be here with my buddy Stacey. Um, we were talking about why there's dogmen showing up at his place, his other house, and we're still in the process of trying to figure that out. And we're also in the process of um, wondering about this elk situation down in the Cherokee Nation, as there seems to be some dogman issues down there that have shown up out of nowhere, and also these herds of elk. Um, which are obviously a plant and definitely good food source for the dogmen. Now, around here, they love deer. Um, there's times when they've eaten the whole deer. There's times when they've just eaten the high protein parts of the deer. Believe it or not, they also like field corn and persimmons and rodents and unfortunately house pets and livestock. There's been instances of that all around me, more toward the south of me. And what we're in the process of doing is trying to figure out exactly what they're doing down at his place. He's heard them in a way that we don't necessarily hear dogs. It's a puppy whine, which he'll tell you more about that. Um, I've been around the dogmen a lot and have not been harmed by them, obviously, which is a good thing. Um, doesn't mean they won't hurt you, but in my case, they haven't really. They've made me dribble pee a couple times up in the woods at night, but they haven't really been malevolent toward me. Um, People often ask me what they look like, and the only thing I can say is they're all different. None of them look the same. There's a couple that are pretty close. They all have, the ones I've seen, all have the digigrade legs, which people call them the backwards legs, like a dog has, dog hawks. Some have tails and some don't. Um, I've heard in places where some of the shows I've listened to on YouTube where people talk about werewolves and dogmen being different, two different species. I don't know about the werewolves other than they don't have a tail, is what they are saying, but they're not actually werewolves or people turn into a werewolf or anything like that. It's just another species, and I don't even think they're related to the dogmen, but I don't know. Um, there's the ones I've seen with tails. The tails are bushy and not real long, but there's one, for instance, there's a one we call Big Red. He's kind of a reddish brown and white, and he has a raccoon looking tail. It's gray with black rings on it, just like a raccoon. And there's other ones, they're jet black. Some of them have their ears kind of on the side of their head. Some of them have them on top to shoot straight up. Some of them have their eyes are more toward the side like a dog. Some are straight in front, like more like a bear. So there's quite a variety and a wide array of looks between all these things, and that's all I can really tell you about them without getting into complete detail that we don't have the time for. But we're going to show you some clips coming up here pretty quick, and Stacy's going to tell you about them.
That's what I got Jack for. We're going to edit in some of the stuff, just some films of me being around the elk down there. And the reason I was bringing this up about the elk is one of my last visits to the Cherokee Nation. We went through the Indian village, and I talked to the guide down there. And when it was over with, I happened to ask, "Hey, you guys have any problem down there? Know anything about the Bigfoot?" And he didn't want to say much about none of that. But then he did come up and say, "Well, we do have another thing down here that's bothered a couple of our residents." And I said, what's that? And he says, we got a big monster thing. It comes down here. It's stays in the woods, but it comes around and let people see it. And it's like almost harassing people. So he described it, and what he described to me was a dog man. And he didn't know what it was. I told him, I said, that is a dog man you're describing to me. And so I know they're down there now. And when I was down there, I heard about these elks. So they come down once a day and they just go out in this field and relax, whatever they're doing. They do it every day. So I didn't know how many of them it was. So we was going down to find a restaurant. In the process of finding a restaurant, we go past the fact we're past the area where all these elk had come down. The place was full of them. So I had to stop and go take a look. Well, we got that on film, and that's what we're going to edit into this. Me going out there with the elk, which I wasn't supposed to be out there. Park ranger come out to run me off, but that's another story. But anyway, you'll see. You'll see. Anyhow, the elk is a perfect food source for the dog man or the Bigfoot. Bigfoot could be, they could be a Bigfoot choice too. Uh, my first people, they eat deer and everything like that. But this of the dog man showing up down there was kind of rare. These people didn't even know what it was. And I see all these elk. I'm thinking that's what the dog man's doing down there. He's got his food preference out here, and that might be what he's hitting on to. So I contacted one of the park rangers, got a female, I don't know what her name was, but she was on the phone and she said she was a park ranger. And I told her what I just told you and tried to explain to her that the dog man's in that area. And I was trying to tell him about how the kills work and stuff like that. And she said she'd have somebody get back with me. I haven't heard nothing. I haven't heard nothing from nobody. So I guess they're on their own with that one. I'm trying to help. That's what my job is, to try to help people with what I know. I'm telling people about my first people, uh, as referred to by everybody as the Bigfoot or Sasquatch, and they don't like that at all. But anyway, that's my job, to let people know what I know. And this is what the Foots want me to do. This is nothing. I'm not doing this behind their backs. This is what, because they are coming out. If you watch Steve's show, you'll hear what the Owl Man had to say. He calls it the knowing. People are going to be up for the knowing. Well, the knowing is what I call the resolve. That's when everything's going to come together. I've told you people before, I said there'd be no more corruption. It would all stop. Everything would be good when it was over. There'll be no wars or nothing like that. But these things come out of my mouth. And many of the things that I've said, like stuff's happened to the government, has already happened. I called it out 6 years ago. Things happen, and I'm calling out this resolve. This is what the Owl Man says with when he talks with the Bigfoot people. So everything's coming like it's supposed to. So the thing I'm trying to tell everybody, get ready for it. Foots will be out into the public. It's going to come. Just like in Gatlinburg, you got the bears running in the streets. Up at the Cherokee Nation, you got the elk running up. I'll show you. The elk run right through the streets. This is what it's going to be. But your cryptids are coming out. And that's, well, like I said, I had the portal at my house. I had things come through that portal. I don't know what they was. I chased one thing around my yard trying to catch it and see what it was, and it got back there to where the portal was. It was gone. I had one of my neighbors tell me about something he had come to his house that come out of my portal, no doubt. But he freaked out and moved out and left his house and all his belongings. He left. Poof, gone. Didn't want to be around there from the little thing that he described to me. So these things are all coming out, and I don't know if they're just coming out of portals. I don't know what they're coming. I don't know what's going to happen. It's called a resolve, and everybody needs to get ready for it. So I'm trying to tell people this is what's happening. And I was also reminded from Sharon that the Bible predicts this. I'm not a Bible person or nothing else, but she said this is all predicted in the Bible. I don't know where it's at. I couldn't give you a quote, nothing about it, but it's supposed to be in the Bible.
Well, folks, I can tell you this much. Stacey will tell me something, and 2 or 3 weeks later, it'll come up on Steve's channel. Somebody writes in and says the same thing. And it's been multiple times. I can't even count them on both hands how many times that's happened. And it's been quite amazing. It's been quite a journey so far.
Yeah, I got this ability. I don't know where it come from. Woman next door to me, she's real religious, come to me and told me, you have a gift. Okay, I have a gift. I don't know what it meant. But like Jack says, I see things like this is what's gonna this is that, and I say it, and next thing you know, it pops up somewhere like he says on Steve's show or something else. Happens a lot. Uh, so what I'm saying is, I have a little bit of a track record for getting things right when I say it's going to happen, and the resolve is going to happen. I just don't know how soon. I would say it's going to happen sooner than later because our foots, the Sasquatches, everybody calls them, want their name to be properly stated as the first people. I've known this for a long time, but they emphasized it to me, and I put this out in a past video. They emphasized the fact that they are the first people. So there's a reason they want this known right now. So that's the best I can tell you for right now. I'm gonna cut this short because we got to put some clips in with this to let you see what's going on. But I thank you, Jack, for helping me out here, and
My pleasure.
we'll we'll get back with you as soon as we can. And hopefully, have a nice video for you.
So long,
Thank you.
people.
See you later.
So all the elk come down, some of them. It's early yet. Come down to graze. They say don't get too close. Okay. You're not supposed to get close to them.
Thank you.
Tried to tell him. We'll still get a picture when he gets close. Oh, come on. It. Camera.
Where's Mom and Dad? They just went around the corner.
Just, if you could just wait and give me a chance to get a picture of him. Shit. All right, now kind of stop him that, please.
Hang on. We'll stop in a good spot or what? Now watch. I'm gonna get you a good better spot. Just hang on.
I hope this is taking. Watch. Don't scare them. They're trying to get him too. Watch, you're getting a big rut here. Hole.
I see the hole, dear. People cross it all the time.
I'd like to get just one picture of him real good.
There's a whole herd of them right there.
You girls getting them?
Yeah.
They don't know where to go. Where are they going
You're
to?
gonna knock that line over, girl.
How big that one is. Hold still. I want to get a picture, Stacey. Hold.
Oh, that one's so cute.
Went under it. Smart.
Finally got smart.
Oh, shoot. They've had enough of us. They're leaving.